الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Dear sweet students of summer school and viewers of social media, let's recite salutations upon the beloved and blessed Prophet Muhammad sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. As-salatu was-salamu alayki ya Rasulullah wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habib Allah. As-salatu was-salamu alayki ya Nabi Allah وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. The excellence of reciting salutations, the Prophet of mankind, the peace of our hearts and mind, the most generous and kind, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, recite Durood Sharif abundantly upon me. No doubt it is purification for you. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Alhamdulillah Azza wa Jal, today we have chosen the topic obligatory acts as well as preconditions. So inshallah Azza wa Jal, like we did yesterday, we had groups, Team A, Team B and Team C. So we're going to have another competition. Very quickly, I'm going to go through some of the points. If you listen carefully, insha'Allah Azza wa Jal, this way, you'll be able to answer the questions posed for you on this poster. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Okay, dear students, Ghusal. Does anybody know what are the 5 things that Ghusal becomes farz upon someone? Yeah? It's like a purification bath. Yeah? If certain things happen to you, then you have to take a bath. Okay? In your words, I will take a shower. Yeah? Because that's what you say. But in Islamic term, we have to perform ghusl, and it's a method that the Prophet ﷺ and our Imams, Imam Abu Hanifa, has taught us to do this method. And if we don't do this method, we will not be pure and we will stay unclean. Whether we touch the Quran, we will be gaining sins. If we are praying our Salah, we'll also be gaining sins because we have not purified ourselves properly. Okay? Okay, this is obligatory knowledge, my dear students. And obviously, we have to learn this knowledge. And you may laugh at a few things that are mentioned, but I'll try to keep it basic as possible. Okay, we should not be shy in learning religious knowledge. Okay? Now, ghusl becomes farz in the following 5 conditions. Okay, discharge of semen from its organ after leaving its origin due to lust. Okay, so you won't know what semen is for some of you, but when you grow older, you'll probably know what semen is. Okay. Number 2, nocturnal emissions, meaning ejaculation of semen during sleep. Okay. So you might have a wet dream, you might have some disturbing dreams, right, where some liquid has discharged from your male organ, okay, to make it very basic for you guys. And number 3, when man and woman, husband and wife, when they engage with each other, that's another way that ghusl becomes obligatory upon them. Number 4, after termination of menses, this happens to women. Okay. And number 5, after determination of postnatal bleeding, this is after childbirth. Okay. Now, most of the women are under the impression that the woman is considered impure after childbirth for a definite of 40 days. So when a woman has a child, when you guys were born from your mother, right, your mother had to go through some stages, okay, for a recovery. Okay. So that's postnatal bleeding. Now, for some women, it might stop in 10 days. It might stop instantly, like 3 days, 2 days. And when it stops, then they should start performing this salah straight away. They should do the purification bath, ghusl, right? And then they should take the bath. Okay? It's not necessarily means you got to wait 40 days. Some people get better within weeks, right? But they're waiting for 40 days. I'm going to wait till 40 days are over. Then I'm going to perform my bath. Okay? No, that's not the case. Okay? That was the 5th one. Okay, now I'm going to mention the 3 faraid of ghusl. So when these 5 things happen to you, then you have to perform ghusl. And the method is, if you're asleep, yeah, I'm making it easy for you. Okay? You're asleep, you woken up. You go straight to the bathroom, you enter the bathroom with the left foot. The first thing you would do is wash your hands. Yeah? Okay? Wash your hands. Okay? Yeah? You washed your hands up to the wrist. Then you're gonna clean any of your private parts. Okay? You know, like you're gonna wash them, you're gonna do your business, what you do in the toilet. Right? If you become, like for some of you are 10, aren't you? 12 years old, right? I'm referring to them. Pubic hair will start to grow. Yeah? So whenever, you know, if you want to use a razor, you can use a razor, you can use creams as well to remove your hair. Now the problem we have, say your hair is like this, okay? Yeah? It's coming like this, your pubic hair on your bottom, yeah? So you might get a razor and you might go in this direction to shave your hair off. But what happens is, because of it proper cleans it, yeah? Then sometimes you have ingrowing hair growing as well. So the way you should do it, the direction of the hair where it's going, so if it's going that direction, you should shave it this way. Yeah, this way there'll be a small particle left sticking out like this, like that. Okay, like the roots will still there. Yeah, because when we do it too depthly, then we start scratching, itching, because we've done it wrong. Yeah, so wherever the hair is facing, you will shave that way. Okay. Creams you can use, you got to be careful with certain creams, they have chemicals. Yeah, just read the description. And you have to do your number 2 as well, because your back passage will have hair growing as well. But some creams can be dangerous, right? It doesn't go into anal area of it, okay? Because it does say do not use it for your number 2. Some creams are. There are safer creams out there that you can get. It's better to get them creams and then use it on the back passage to clean. And that will clean your external number 2 as well. Okay, is there any questions regarding this? You all understand? So once you've cleaned that area, make sure you, whenever you're washing the private parts, right? A lot of non-Muslims, they don't do circumcision like us. You know what circumcision is? You've all had a circumcision done when you were a baby. That's why you were a baby, you wasn't in your senses. Your mother and your father took you to the doctors or took you to a clinic where your male organ, they took a little piece of flesh off at the front. So what that does is takes extra foreskin off. Yeah. So whenever you're washing that area, so for us we don't need to do much, but for non-Muslims, when they don't do these kind of things, the extra foreskin, they have an extra skin that goes over. Okay, so they need to pull it back from the male organ where they can wash that area as well. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. Okay, go ahead. So I've explained to you. I hope you understand now.
So you know the male part, it stretches out, but when we
No, you stretch it basically to you stretch the skin backwards. Okay, so because there's going to be an area where it'll be left unwashed. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever you're washing the private parts, yeah, some people might have extra skin down there where the water might not pass that area. Okay, but mainly these are for non-Muslims. That's what I'm trying to say because they don't do circumcisions. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I explained, okay, we've covered the istinja, we've purified ourselves, we've removed the pubic hair. Now that's another topic in Path to Piety. What parts of pubic hair we need to remove. Now that's another session we need to do, okay? But the topic is, we're mainly focusing on the three fundamentals, obligatory acts of ghusl, okay? Make sure you're washing the mouth correctly, because it's one of the faraid of ghusl. Use a miswak, okay? Use a toothbrush if you do have one, right? Use a toothpick because you might have some chicken pieces stuck in your tooth at the back. Does that make sense? They all have to be removed. Now, if something doesn't get removed and it's so complicated, leave it, okay? But do your best. And whenever you put water in, and if you're not fasting, do gargle as well. All part of your area needs to be wet. And that's one part of your fundamentals, obligatory act done in ghusl, your purification. Okay? Then you're going to do your nose. Okay? You sniff with your right hand. Okay? Make a puddle. Make a little pond in your hand. Put water in it. Sniff it. And blow with your left hand. And you got a soft bone here. Can you see? Yeah? You got a bit gets harder when you get upper. So when you sniff it, it should go a bit higher up, okay? Not right to the top when sometimes we feel it. I'm not going to do that one again. Yeah? But sniff it so it goes to just this hard bone that you can feel, yeah? Yeah. If you got some, is it mucus, you're going to go in, out like this and take it out, yeah? I don't think you kids have got any. Okay. It's mainly when you go into like dusty countries and you got little hairs and they start growing, isn't it? So that is the next part. Okay, so you're gonna do your nose and make sure it's done properly. Some people just go, they don't even sniff. Yeah, and that's not gonna be valid your ghusl. Okay, and if you be fasting, yeah, it's important that you do your ghusl before you start your fast to avoid any water passing through the throat and passing through the nose. Does that make sense? Yeah? Well, if it does come that you're fasting, right, then yes, then just be careful of sniffing too high. You might feel it and it might pass through your nose, which will invalidate your fast. And if you start gargling too much and you gargle, water will pass and will invalidate your fast. Okay? So 2 parts we've covered. And then the washing the whole apparent body as well, like we said. Yeah, at least 2 drops, like flowing water, should cover all your body. Your armpits, you might have a big belly. Make sure you put water underneath there. Your belly button, get some water passing through there, right? Your thighs, under your thighs, yeah. Your testicles, yeah. And some people's breasts might be a bit more bigger, and they need to get water underneath as well, the breasts, yeah, under the armpits as well. Make sure you're washing properly under there as well. Yeah, moisture the whole body, the whole hair. Now in detail, in this book, in Laws of Salah, there is a lot of details about gridlocks. If you've got gridlocks and hair, for women who tie their hair, what condition will ghusl be valid? Do they have to open their hair? Wearing such kind of rings as well, they need to be removed. Yeah, so water reaches all parts of the body. This is the 3 fundamentals, obligatory acts of ghusl that we've learned today. Okay, in this short period of time. Now I'm going to move to the wudu. Okay, who can tell me how many fundamental obligatory acts are there in wudu?
4.
Is that correct? Subhanallah. So, MashaAllah. Yes, Farhan answered that correctly. There are 4 faraid of wudu, ablution. Okay, so let's start the competition, the quiz. Okay, so I want to ask you individually, who can tell me the 4, well, tell me one of them and you'll get a point. Okay, so we need to do this in order as well. Okay, so group A, we're going to ask first, or actually we'll ask group C first. So the question goes to group C. Tell me one of the faraid of wudu, please.
To wash the whole face.
Wash the whole face, mashallah. Could you give me the definition of face? Where should you wash up to?
Like up to your forehead.
Forehead. Okay, let me explain. Group C gets a point. Isa Sadiq mentioned the face. Now we have a definition of the face. Okay, where your hair grows. You know your hair? Yeah, and the bottom of the chin. Right? You got a facial line coming at the bottom of the chin. You might be able to see that facial line. And then you got earlobe to earlobe. Yeah? So you're not splatting water in just one direction, but you're actually flowing the water all the way down. Right? And if you've got a beard, like mine, like some of you don't have a beard, so you don't need to do the khilal. But for me, I have to do this. Right? Make sure I get water underneath there as well. Okay? Otherwise, water will not go in my beard. Yeah? So I need to get to the skin inside my beard. Okay? So, all the way down, and keep your eyelids relaxed. Not too tight. You don't want it too tight so your skin goes in, and then that facial wash, the obligatory act, doesn't get unfulfilled. Okay? So tell me the next obligatory act of wudu.
The next obligatory act of wudu is elbows.
Elbows. So tell me what's the definition of washing the elbows?
Or like here,
From the wrist?
from up to your hands to here.
Is it right?
No, to here.
Yeah.
To here.
Is it right? No. Acha Yusuf, so what's the correct answer then?
From here to here.
So from your wrist to the elbows?
Yes.
Is that right, guys? No, it isn't. Okay, we're coming back to team C. G, what's the answer?
It's a wrist to elbows.
Wrist to elbows, is that correct? No. It's important that I explain this to you, and if you've been doing wudu like this and you're praying, then look how important obligatory knowledge is. And mashallah, you as students are learning this knowledge today. And don't forget it once I've taught you, okay? So it's from the fingertips. Your hands included in this. What you're saying is from the wrist to the elbows. Where's the hand gone? You've missed the hand out. So from the fingertips all the way, you're moisturing each part of the thingy. So the way you're going to wash it is 1, yeah, 2, and then 3 under the tap, okay? I suggest that you get a bucket, right, and fill water in there and do it that way because you're going to be saving water as well. A lot of people waste their water. They do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Double the water they've wasted. Okay? Elbow is obligatory. But mustahab is to wash at least halfway up. Okay? So don't be deprived of going a bit more higher up. Because sometimes you might just do it below the elbow, thinking it's the elbow. You know, we got to know the boundaries where the elbow starts as well. Well, like our knees, where our knees start. Some of us don't know where our knees start. And sometimes we wear shorts. It should be over our knees, okay? Wearing shorts. Is okay? So the next faraid. Who can tell me the next fundamental obligatory act of ablution? This question goes to team A.
Washing both feet, including the ankles.
Okay, washing both feet to the ankles. I wanted it in order, but you told me the last one. Okay? So I won't give you the point. See if you can answer. So what comes after you've done your arms?
Moistening a quarter of the head.
moistening the quarter of the head. Is that correct, guys? Yes. So Subhanallah. Team B got a point on that, so I'll issue you a point. Team C and Team B have got 1 point each, okay? Now the reason why I want it in order, you might be thinking, look, I answered that correctly. So the last thing I want you students in the washroom starting your wudu from your feet. So let me wash my feet first, then I'm going to do my head, right? I'm going to do my arms first, then I'm going to do my face. You don't want to go backwards. We've got tarkeeb, we've got an order, and we should do it in that following order, okay? And that's how we've been taught. And that's what our scriptures, our books tell us to do, okay? Okay, so next question, the last fundamentals, obligatory act of wudu. This question is going to go to Team C now. Okay, Team C, go ahead.
Washing both feet in the ankle.
MashaAllah, is that correct? Yeah. Subhanallah. So washing the feet, including ankles, is obligatory, but it's mustahab to at least wash up halfway shin. Okay, your shin, halfway shin above your ankles. Wash a bit extra, please. Okay, and try to apply soap when you're washing your feet. Yeah, rub through the fingers with your left hand, small finger. Make sure you take some odors out, because the majority of us, you know, we're wearing shoes all day with smelly socks, right? And whenever we take our socks off, you should try wipe your finger through your feet, even though once you washed them as well, and go like this. And you will see a bad odor come from your toes, okay? Because you've not washed them properly. So apply some soap, right? You don't, you have to run the water, run it for a few seconds, get it all moistured, and then put some soap through your toes, and then wash them thoroughly, okay? And then you'll notice that you'll get a nice smell of soap coming out of your toes, okay? It's because we're in this country, right? We wear our shoes, we're working all day, we're standing on our feet, yeah? And sometimes we get crack feet as well, yeah? Athlete's foots we get as well. Why do we get that? It's because, you know, we're all walking on wet ground in the wudu area. Our slippers, we are sharing our slippers with others. We are not drying. And there's another, this is an important thing that what happens. When we have washed our feet, we put our socks on straight away when our feet are wet. Our socks are dirty from inside. And that's why we get athlete's foot. Yeah? We get fungal infection. To avoid that, make sure you dry your feet properly. Once they're proper dried, then you can put your socks on afterwards. Okay? Does that clear the concept of the 4 faraid of the obligatory acts of ablution? Okay? The sunnahs, obviously, like I mentioned, and the other acts are in this book, but due to time, we can't go through it all. Okay? So the next part, very quickly, I'm going to go through tayammum. Yeah? Tayammum is called dry wudu. Okay? Where water is not used, because we can't find water within 1 mile. Right? So this is why we have to do dry ablution. Now, if you are traveling and your salah was departing, it was going to Maghrib, like it was going to become qada, and you couldn't find water, then it's important that you do tayammum, you perform that salah. So 3 fundamentals of tayammum is, the most important, one of them is your intention. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, I am performing tayammum for your pleasure. Okay? I cannot find water within that 1 mile distance. So you'll go like this, you jerk your hands, and then you'll wipe the whole face. Make sure you don't miss any part. Because remember, we've discussed missing any part of the face, yeah, will invalidate your wudu. Okay? And you know, you don't need to do it on wet. You might be looking for wet wudu, wet mud. We're not looking for wet mud. We're looking for dry dust. Okay? This comes in carpets. This comes in any earthly, whether stones or wood or etc. Okay? And then you will perform your arms. The next will be, you know, the face we've done, and then you'll do your arms. Yeah, right and left. That's the 3 fundamentals act of tayammum. Okay? Does that make sense? Any questions? Okay, mashallah. Now, guys, we're coming to our last part of the preconditions. Okay, we've got 6 preconditions of salah. Yeah, and I'll mention them to you. The first one is taharat, right? Or tahara, purity. Okay, the first one is tahara. Okay, let's ask the next students what the next one is. Okay. Okay, what's the next one?
Satri Aurat,
The third one is?
facing the direction of the
Loudly so I can hear you.
facing the direction of the Qibla.
MashaAllah. So tell me what's the next one? Which is
Waqt.
number 4?
Waqt,
What is waqt?
timing.
Timing. So you can't read your Zohar at Fajr, can you? Yeah, you can't read your Asr at Zohar, can you? So you have to be careful. Timing is very important. It's like when you go to the doctors, right? You've been given an appointment for that time. Now if you say to the doctor, he says you need to be here at 4 p.m. for your appointment, and you go there at 8 o'clock, is your appointment going to be valid? No, he's going to say reschedule your appointment. Okay, so what? Timing is important.
Intention.
Intention. So if you don't have intention to pray Zohar or Maghrib or Asr or Isha, then what's going to happen? You know, who are you praying your Salah for? Okay. So that intention is very important, that you're going for that specific Salah, that you're making that intention. And the last final point, what's the last one? Number 6.
Takbir al-Tahrima.
What is Takbir al-Tahrima?
Takbir al-Tahrima is
If you put your hands up, I'll give you an example. Put on your earlobes. Both of them. Yeah, face your palms towards the direction of Qibla. What are you saying?
Allah.
Huh?
No, you're saying that Takbir al-Tahrima.
Yeah, what is the Takbir al-Tahrima? Say it, eh?
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. Acha, mashallah. That's the 6 preconditions of Salah completed. Now, very quickly, I'm going to go through the 7 fard acts of Salah. Okay? Are you ready? Then it's going to be a test for you guys to fill this in, okay? And we'll see which team gets the most. Okay? Number 1 is Takbirat Tahrima. Like Ahmed said, Allahu Akbar. Number 2 is Qiyam. Meaning you have to stand in the standing posture. Okay? Like the standing position. That's one of the first act of Salah. Number 3, Qiraat. Recitation of glorious Quran, Surah Al-Fatiha and the Surah of the glorious Quran. You got Ruku. Performing Ruku correctly. Okay. Then we've got Sujood. Going in Sajda. Lowering your head in the court of Allah Azza wa Jal. Okay. And make sure you're doing the Sajda correctly. Okay. Some of us can't even feel the ground when we put our head down. Yeah. When we're putting our forehead and our nose into the ground, we should at least feel the ground. Sometimes we have these thick carpets. Yeah, we have masalla as well on top of that. But we have to give that force from our toes at the back of the feet to pressure and to feel the ground. Okay. Number 6 is Qaida Akhira. Yeah, when you read the last tashahhud. Okay. At-tahiyyatu lillahi was-salawatu wat-tayyibat. At-tahiyyatu lillahi was-salawatu wat-tayyibat. Okay. That's the last sitting. And then you got number 7, Huruj bisunni. Okay. So when you give the salam, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This will take you out of the salah. Your salah is complete then. Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start your competition, guys. So if you listen carefully, then inshallah you'll know the answers, okay? Okay, try your best, see what you can get. And then we'll get the winning team, inshallah. Who's the winning team? You filled some of it in. So number 1 was washing the face, right? Number 2 was, yeah, that's fine. And number 3 was, okay. And number 4 was, good. Okay, please write down the first act of ghusl. What was the first one? Nope. We're talking about ghusl. Nope. Washing the mouth. Put mouth down. Okay. Number 2. Nose. Okay. Number 3. Whole body. Okay. Write down the fard acts of tayammum. What's the first one? What? Nope. What's the first one? Nope. Not rubbing the hands. Ji. Nope. Intention. Intention. Write intention down. Number 2 was face. Number 2 was face. Right? Number 3 is arms. Okay. Now we've got the preconditions. Okay. Okay, the preconditions are, the first one, number 1, is purity. So at the bottom, number 1 is purity. Okay, number 2 is sitri aurat. Number 2 is sitri aurat. Okay, number 3 is facing towards Qibla, correct. And that's number 3. Number 4, correct. Timing, mashallah. Okay, number 5 is good. And number 6 is Takbirat Tahrima. Okay, now the 7 fard act of Salah. What was the first one? Takbir, correct. Qiyam, correct. Qiraat. Yep. Number 4 was Ruku. Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Number 5 was Sujood. Correct, man. Sujood. And number 6 was Qaida. Correct. So you guys know already, eh? Akhira. And last one was Khuruji Bisunni. Okay. Okay, that's complete of our session today. MashaAllah. Can you just quickly count how many points you've got from each group? And we'll see who's the winning team.